In a recent video, I talked about the mind. People had a lot of things to say about the mind, a lot of questions about the mind. And one of the things that came up is the idea of being distracted. So this idea that we're trying to focus on something and our attention is somewhere else. I'd like to talk about that today. What is distraction? How can we conceptualize it before we even tackle this problem, as they might say? Well, is it a problem? Why don't we first look at what happens when we get distracted? So the mind can be clear and present, like right now. And then there's a couple things that can happen. One is it can get really dull. Oh yeah, I'm getting foggy. Oh yeah, I don't know what's going on. So that's one thing that can happen. Distraction. Oh, I'm so tired. I'm so foggy. Oh, I'm so dissociation, distraction, dullness. Another thing that can happen is, oh, I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking about that, I'm thinking about this. Oh, what's that? Hyperactivity. Those are kind of the two things that can happen. If you notice when you get distracted, you're either all over the place or you're kind of nowhere. You're not even present at all. And those two, by the way, are not separate. They're not separate states. I'm going to give you an example. Notice how a lot of what the mind does is what I'm going to call like the 4 R's. Let's see. Remembering, that's in the past. Reminiscing, that's in the past, just more fondly. Rehearsing, that's in the future. But usually if you notice when you're rehearsing something, you're using the past information to rehearse. Do you see what I'm saying? So you think back, oh, remember that conversation I had with so-and-so? Well, if I could do it differently, I would do it like this. Our mind can be in the past, present, or future. If you're thinking in the past, you're thinking in the future, and vice versa, usually. Even if you're planning, oh yeah, I'm going to go do this. Well, the only reason you know that you're going to go do this is because you've done that before. So it's all connected. So the 4 R's, I was saying, remembering, reminiscing, rehearsing, and maybe there's another one. I can't really think of another one right now. I'm just making this up on the fly. But there's a lot of R words. And the reason why there's a lot of R words is because it's the prefix re. That means to do again. So we're remembering, we're recalling, we're etc. It's actually how we reinforce ourself. It's how we reify ourself is by going back, getting something and trying to bring it, getting something and bringing it back, getting something and bringing it back. That's how we recreate ourselves in every moment. Through our history, memories, and our stories that we experienced. Experienced past tense. What does all this have to do with mindfulness? What does all this have to do with distraction? Because that's what we were really trying to get at, is distraction. Well, usually when we're distracted, our mind goes to the past or it goes to the future. That's where it goes. It's not in the present. Think about it this way. Even if you're distracted by something that's happening now, like a sound, okay? If you were really present, you would know you were being distracted by the sound. You'd say, ah, yes, I noticed that I'm distracted by the sound. And so at that point, we get to the place, how do I work with that? This is where we have a choice to not only to notice, but to be with it. So let's say I hear a train horn outside. And maybe it's going through a crossing or several crossings and it keeps doing that noise. And I'm trying to give a speech right now. And I'm noticing that, oh boy, what do I do? There's maybe three approaches to this. One, we can try and ignore it, block it out, and focus. Okay. I think a lot of people use that as their approach. And it works. Narrowing our field of sound or field of vision, honing in, focusing. That works for some people sometimes, not always. So another way we can handle this is, well, okay, if our attention is naturally being drawn elsewhere rather than where we want it to, that's interesting. Maybe we look at it. So rather than separating that sound of the train from the talking and the video, we can do two things. One, we can go with the sound. Okay, the mind wants to go there. Well, let's go with it. So I'm not going to let you just scatter away. I'm going to be on you. You know, it's like you're taming a wild animal. I'm going to be right on you. You're going to go over there. I'm going to go too for a second. And if you do that, you will, I mean, what do you think is going to happen? You're not going to suddenly physically transport over to wherever the train sound is originating from. Maybe you will, but something, if you actually go with it for a split second, something will happen. Rather than forcing yourself to stay with the thing you're trying to focus on, you just go with it. Really full, but you have to be fully committed to that journey. You know, it's like a horse. It's like a wild horse and it's run off in the wrong direction. You jump on it, you grab it by the mane and you hold on. But it's going to go somewhere. Don't be afraid. That's fine. It's one approach. Another approach, though, is you can work with your awareness and you can widen your awareness to see more things, to hear more things around you. This is more of an open or receptive mode. And when we do that, it depends. It's a skill. That's a skill set, being a multitasker, attending to different things at once. So I'm looking out the window now, right? I'm attending to the beautiful color and the light coming in through the window. All the shades of color, the sunlight, the reflections, little patches of snow that haven't melted yet, and all these things. There's so much to see in this world. It's so interesting, right? So what we can do is we can either just appreciate that for a moment and then return to wherever we are. We could also expand our awareness to include that, which may feel unnatural, may feel kind of weird, because usually we're kind of localized in our body, localized in our mind or head or our chest or our stomach. But if we can relax the grip that we have on this control, this focus, we can breathe into all of what's going on around us. And actually, it feels kind of nice to have a little bit more spaciousness around what we're doing. When we use this approach of the sort of expanding, including everything, for me personally, and this is different for everyone, but for me, it makes me slow down. But I'm more present. I'm able to gather more energy, more power, and to know when to use it, rather than just push, focus, do. That it's classic if you look at studies on workers in offices, that workers who take breaks and naps over the 8-hour workday actually accomplish a lot more work in 8 hours than workers who don't take any breaks or naps. How does that work? Well, because we need that space and that pause in order to function efficiently or optimally. So why wouldn't that be a good thing? So I'm trying to like tease apart, is it a good thing to just focus all the time? No, I don't think so. But I do believe we've been trained to do that through education. So if you've been educated in school, there's no real time for your mind wandering and running around in a classroom. You have to sit there the entire time and more or less sit still, pay attention in 30-minute or 1-hour chunks of time. And then you get to run around in the hallway for 5 minutes, but that's just to get to the next class. There's not really a rest time. Yeah, sure, there's like a half an hour nap time, I suppose. But yeah. So, yeah, when it comes to being distracted, I think that there's a lot to investigate there that can teach us. Rather than seeing it as a problem that needs to be fixed, I'm thinking more along the lines, we can learn about the mind and how it works. Because there are a million things in the environment you could be distracted by, right? There are literally thousands of objects that I can even just see from where I'm sitting. And I don't care about most of them. Not that I don't care, but I'm not really focusing on them. So by noticing what we are looking at, what we are hearing, what we are interested in focusing on, we can learn about ourselves. Does that make sense? It's not random. Because I can hear like 5 or 6 different sounds right now, and they're not all captivating to me at this time. But if one is, see what it is. Why? See what it is. Why am I interested in that? What am I thinking? What am I looking at? That's natural, is what I would say. It's not a problem to be solved. So if you're still with me, I'm going to switch topics now. I think I've said enough on that. But segue into when we're able to slow down, which I think paying attention to the mind allows us to, it's as if life becomes more palpable. It's like more real. Because the experience, we let go of a lot of the holding that's going on, and so much is held in the thinking and the mind. And when we let go of a lot of that, it comes back to the body, the joy, feelings of joy in the heart, experiences, sounds, sights, colors, movements, energy, textures, force, weight, all that stuff that's like experiential. So much of our crazy mind behavior is very much like programmed rather than natural. It's like programmed. It's like taught, learned behavior rather than actual, authentic, natural behavior. There's a difference, I think. It's that nature and nurture kind of debate. My experience has shown that there's really no one or the other. It's really like a blend of 50-50. Right now I'm noticing, for example, like it's very, very beautiful outside. And it makes me think, well, if it's so beautiful outside, maybe I should make videos outside, right? So allowing the distraction to happen. Wow, look at that blue sky, those fluffy clouds. And while today might not be the best day for that, probably it's cold and windy, that could make for an interesting video, but letting the distraction happen to see what you're seeing, get the information, and then you can keep that information for next time. Next time, maybe I will go outside and do a video out there. That could be fun. So I think that the distractions can serve a purpose. It's just a matter of noticing them and noticing why they're happening, or making something out of it rather than just seeing it as an impediment to our will or our choice. You don't have total control over what you're going to pay attention to, and nor should you. Why would you want that? Well, I could see the appeal of it, but you wouldn't be human. So the other thing I want to mention on that before I go is that distractions also can be a form of like the inner knowing. When it's time to move to the next thing, when it's time to do a particular thing, your body or your sort of sense might know that before you do. Oftentimes, like the way we accomplish things best is not always linear. So you do this, you do that, you do this, you do that, and everything gets done at the right time, or maybe faster than it would if you were going bump, bump, step 1, step 2, step 3. So that's a worth considering as well. But that's more of I could say it's a personal style, personal preference thing, but we're all different. So those are some of my initial thoughts about this concept of distraction. We'll see where we go with that. I think we got some good ideas, and we'll keep going with it.